How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I ranked all 30 Season 2 Team Affinities in MLB The Show 23, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And before we start up the list, I want to give some context to how I rank some of these cards. There are a lot of great 97 overall players, some of which I believe are maybe a little bit higher than true 97 overall cards, so keep that in mind. And then I also ranked some of these players based on value, and somewhat based off of the first season of Team Affinities as well. A lot of these Team Affinity players have a couple of flaws, and then some of them are more balanced, complete, all-around players. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into the list. At number 30, we have Max Muncy, and this card will still be very good on All-Star difficulty. His contact rating is a little bit low, his vision rating is a little bit low, and he does not have any quirks. At number 29, we have Kevin Youkilis. This is more of a personal pick. I don't really like Kevin Youkilis' swing in Diamond Dynasty, but he does have some pretty good attributes with 125 clutch to go along with it. Kyle Seager at number 28, just not really the best lefty-on-lefty hitter. He does hit righties really well, and I would probably use him as more of a bench bat. He does have a couple of quirks, and then of course if you're using a captain boost, he will be that much better. I'm not really using captain boost to take into consideration for this video, but at number 27 we have Nick Ahmed. I think that card is pretty good, just doesn't really hit righties that well. Will play a solid infield and hit lefties pretty well though. At number 26, Tyler Glasnow. I think this card could be pretty effective. Some of these pitchers I have ranked a little bit lower, and then some of the pitchers I think are pretty valuable at the top of the list. But at number 25, Jose Berrios. Just really, these guys don't have any quirks to help you out in terms of the pitching aspect. I think this Lucas Giolito could be maybe a little bit better just based on the 110 hits per 9, but still typically not a pitcher that I would like to use with that pitch mix. I think Matt Cain has a better pitch repertoire. He does have 120 pitching clutch, so that can kind of help a little bit. But his pitch mix is not as good as like Doc Holliday. I think Roy Halladay has a better one, even though his hits per 9 is a little lower, and he's coming up here. But in between, we have C.J. Cron at number 22. This guy is a pretty good hitter, right? Maybe a DH, maybe put him at first base. I just think having maybe a more of a complete power hitter with 100 contact and power across the board is pretty usable. Roy Halladay at number 21. Pretty good card. Just wish his hits per 9 was in the 90s. I think he would be ranked a little bit higher, probably much higher. But still pretty good on Hall of Fame if you parallel him up a little bit. At number 20, we have Adam Dunn. This card is definitely a DH, more of a pinch hitter to me. Chili Davis at number 19, same type of thing. I would use this card as a DH. He is a switch hitter. He also has a primary position of DH. I would never put that card out there in the outfield with that speed and that terrible reaction. At number 18, we have Nestor Cortez, more of a finesse left-handed pitcher. I think this card has some value because he is the only left-handed pitcher in this program, or at least Season 2 Team Affinity program. Free lefty, you could use him as a reliever as well. At number 17, we have Steven Kwan. I think this card is pretty good. A complete, contact hitter. I think Paul Molitor, could be maybe at 17, and you could swap Steven Kwan depending on if you need an outfielder or more of an all-around infielder. This card does have a really nice swing, has some really good quirks, and you might even have him ahead of Whit Merrifield. Whit Merrifield is a good card. He doesn't have any quirks, but he does have really good contact, a little bit of power against lefties, great diamond defense with elite speed, and he plays all around the field. Jimmy Fox would be ranked much higher. I was really sad to kind of put him at 14, just based on the fact that he doesn't have any quirks. His vision is a little bit low. Yes, he does have catcher as a secondary. That is mainly why he's ranked in the top 15. At number 13, we have John Birdie. I think this card is going to be one of the underrated ones. He is a complete contact hitter, great all-around utility guy with elite speed. Ernie Banks, you can get him up to 100 contact and power across the board with 100 vision, diamond defense. His clutch will be in the hundreds once you parallel him up, and the only flaw there is his speed. We have Al Kaline at number 11. I think there might be a couple better outfielders than Al Kaline, but Al Kaline is a really good all-around balanced player, right? Not the most power, but he is going to make contact. He has diamond defense out there. and I think Ryan Helsley deserves to be in the top 10. I have him in the top 10 mainly because he's the only closing pitcher. He does have outlier, and I think having a free closing pitcher in here is worth it. At number 9, Spencer Strider. You might have this card ranked a little bit lower, actually. I think he's pretty good all around. I have him at the number 9 spot because of his outlier, because he does have pretty good hits and K per 9. At number 8, we have Eddie Murray, a switch hitting first baseman. The Orioles were missing a first baseman. I think that card is really solid. He does also have some of the better quirks. At number 7, we have Sonny Gray. This card might come to a surprise. It was surprising to me that I ranked him this high, but that pitch mix is really good. He does have a couple quirks as well. Lance McCullers Jr. I think is a sleeper pick. I think this card is really solid with that pitch repertoire. 110 hits per 9, 95 K per 9, 125 pitching clutch. He doesn't have any quirks, but he is still a really solid player. And as we get into the top 5 here, I think we have to put Tony Gwynn in the top 5, just an elite swing. He's a really solid contact hitter. His power numbers are at 65 and 70, but he does seem to have more power in the game, especially if you're able to hit perfect hits with him. Tim Raines, The Rock, we got at number 4. I think this card is very similar to Tony Gwynn, right? Has really good defense. He also plays second base, and he's a switch hitter, so I have him ranked 1 spot ahead of Tony Gwynn. I think both of those cards are really solid options. At number 3, we have Roberto Clemente, and the reason why he's ranked a little bit higher than some of these other cards is just simply the fact that he has a little bit more power. He's a complete all-around player with diamond defense, a little bit more speed than like Al Kaline, and I just think he's a really solid outfielding option. At number 2, we have Mike Napoli. To me, this is the best all-around hitter in Season 2's Team Affinity program. He is, I think, a top 5 catcher as well, probably in the top 4, right? You might have a couple other guys ranked ahead of him, possibly, just based on the fact that he doesn't have the strongest arm. He's not the fastest catcher, but he does have some of the better hitting attributes. And to me, I think he's a must-have card. At number 1, I do have Jacob deGrom, the deGrominator, ranked at number 1, just based on the fact that he is, to me, the best pitcher in this program. He's got a really good pitch mix, 5-pitch repertoire, 96, 93 hits in K per 9 with 121 pitching clutch. Outlier, he does pitch better if he gives up a home run early in the game or the other team gets the lead. And I don't know about everybody else, but I definitely need a couple of these pitchers in this Season 2 Team Affinity program. I'm lacking in the pitching department, but I am looking to pick up Pedro Martinez here pretty soon once I grind out some of the Set 1 content that I still haven't unlocked yet. But until next time, I'm College Lefty, and that is it for my top 30 Season 2 Team Affinities. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Until next time, peace out.